unless drawn out. Most people are reticent to take an aggressive stand. So we're facing a very, very difficult time, and those who understand throughout the world. And that's what's good about this broadcast, because it goes all over the world. And there are others that I'm on that do as well. But we are getting the message to the public of the world because there's a lot of people listening. And they know what's going on, they know who the enemy is, and they know what they're going to have to do once this thing goes up in the air or comes to fruition. And I'm sorry it's turned out this way, but after having been in counterintelligence back in the 1950s, I knew it would come out this way. Because I knew then that there were people doing things that were not good for the people of the world or Americans. And my experiences in counterintelligence showed me that as a young person, I think I was 22 at the time, 23, that our government was not run by the people who we thought it was. And all kinds of things are going on and had gone on that were totally wrong. And, of course, they're worse now today than they were then. And so that's what kind of opened my eyes up. And I said to myself, I don't want to have anything to do with that. And, of course, as my life went on, I became involved, writing, and, of course, being involved in hard assets because I saw the alternative having a difficult time over a period of time. And look what it's come to today. I mean, the markets are down considerable amount. I think the average is around 45% since 14,168 or whatever the number was, where we told everybody to get out for the umpteenth time. And fortunately, a lot of them did. And they were holding very good quality stocks, and of course they've gone down like everything else has. But anyway, we're on the right track, and we've got to keep on informing people and trying to protect ourselves. I did have a question here, and Melody should answer this. Were American Eagle gold coins minted without dates on them?
As far as I know, no. But what so many, when you look to many of the coins have the Roman numeral numbers, and it looks like there's no date on the coin, but the date of the coin is in a Roman numeral. So that could be why someone thought. I mean, there's always misstrikes on coins and so forth, and that can always bring a certain value. But they were printed with dates, and they didn't do any runs that didn't have dates. Just that they switched over the from Roman numerals to the dates because people couldn't read what the Roman numerals were. So then they just changed them to the numeric dates.
Well, maybe they never saw a Roman numeral before.
Maybe. And but they're long, and they don't have the numeric dates on them.
I had 4 years studying Caesar's wars and the history of Rome. 4 years of Latin. And I used to be pretty good at it. But, you forget. And sometimes it comes back, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, it was a process of training the mind more than anything else, and it worked. Anyway, the stock market was was off today. Oh gosh, the gold's off 24.90. I just saw a trade go by, and the market struggled all day. It was off 64. S&P was about even, and NASDAQ was off about 108 Dow points. So something must have big. It must have gone up in the S&Ps, or several of them. There's 500 of them. But be as it may, Monday was not a good day for the market. It usually is, and that's going to be hard to overcome over this week. I think, we're at 79.36 on the Dow, and I think that there's a good possibility that there could be a test of the lows here, which are around 7,600 not too long ago. That's only 300 points away. And 72.68, which is the low for 2002 and 2003. So that may be coming up. In fact, I think it is. I still think we can see 6,000 by the end of the year and 4,000 the following year. This depression is not going to go away. It isn't a recession anymore. It's a depression. What constitutes that? Well, there's a lot of guidelines, but the simple one is 2 quarters in a row with negative GDP. We've already had that. And we're going to have it all year, irrespective of the stimulus plan. And earnings are going to be dreadful all year long, which would cause the Dow and other indices to go lower. Deflation, as it has been for 5 years, will continue to be subdued by tremendous amounts of money and credit being put into the system, as bad debts are heaped upon government, which is the people, where the way out of this morass is being dictated by the very people who created it in the first place. Not a very good idea. And I see very little hope of an economic recovery. I mean, it would have to be something out of left field. I just can't imagine anything changing this. And I've been watching this thing for 50 years almost. And I'm not optimistic about the economic and financial future. I mean, just stop for a minute. In 1980, we were producing 28% of the goods that we used here in America. And now it's 11%. The disembowelment of our manufacturing capability for the very people who have ruined our system, who are supposedly fixing it. Without jobs and without income, you can't have a recovery. And the only thing that's being saved are the bankers, Wall Street, insurance companies, and preferential aluminous companies like General Electric and GM, etc. I mean, they've thrown a bone to the public. And that's about what it amounts to. And, of course, all the things they are doing are losers. They know it's not going to solve anything. It's window dressing. If for nothing else, for the new president. You can say, gee, I thought that would work, and it hasn't, but it's not my fault. Those people who were in here before me, they did all this, which is true. so it'll be acceptable to the public that it's not his fault. But it's the whole system, not one man. The system's irretrievably corrupt. Corrupt beyond anything that you can imagine. Put ancient Rome and Greece to absolute shame. I mean, the only thing that they're not doing is killing people in the street.